Yo, what you probably just witnessed was UFC 209. Tyron Woodley keeping his belt. I'm not gonna speak much on it. That was one terrible fucking fight. It was like one of the worst, like, title fights. It's not up there with Andre Arlovski versus Tim Sylvia 3. It's not that bad, but it just was not a good fight. The fight reminded me of Tyron versus Roy McDonald. The only difference in this fight is instead of Roy picking him apart, keeping his ass against the cage for 3 rounds for 15 minutes, Wonder Boy, he got taken down in the third, and he got dropped twice in the fifth. Now, granted, the knockdown, definitely give Tyron Woodley that round. Like, it was a very close round up to the knockdown. That third round, man, that third round was so fucking close. Even with the takedown, when Wonder Boy got back up to his feet, he regained control of the octagon, and for the final 2 minutes of the round, was just standing at range, kicking at him and shit. And Woodley was looking like he was starting to get a little tired, like he was reserving energy, I guess, for the big burst to come out in the fifth round. But I mean, he had his ass against the cage for like at least 18 minutes of his 25-minute fight, and somehow, some way, two judges thought he won 3 rounds. I don't know how he won 3 rounds. Honestly, with his back against the cage, the majority of the fight. I thought Stephen Thompson should have won 48-47, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't know what's next. I mean, you got Damian Maia versus Masvidal. I guess whoever wins that fight should be next in line for the belt. Unless George St. Pierre, he does the impossible and beats Big Biss, then vacates that belt and be like, hey, man, let's do it, Woodley. I'm pretty sure Woodley would be all for it because it's a big money fight for him. I mean, like, I don't know what's next for Tyron Woodley. You definitely can't have Wonder Boy fighting for the belt again. I guess I don't know who. I don't even know who the fuck Wonder Boy fights. I guess he can fight the loser of Masvidal and Maya, or you know somebody, man, like Neil Magny or something. Go KO him right quick. But oh man, that fight just sucked. Like, terrible fight. I felt like the decision was wrong, but it is what it is. I mean, barring whoever you wanted to win the fight, or barring whoever you think won the fight, that fight was absolutely shit. Now, on the other side of the coin, you had boxing. I mean, Keith Thurman versus Danny Garcia. It was a hot boxing match. Early on, they was trading blows, but I felt like Keith Thurman was putting rounds in the bank early on. Danny Garcia, he tried to make a little comeback, but in the end, I felt like Keith Thurman won 116, 112, 8 rounds to 4. I can easily see 115, 113. At best, I could see, a draw for Danny Garcia. The rounds were that close. I just felt like Keith Thurman just did a little bit more in the rounds that I felt like he won. But all in all, UFC 209 as an entire package was, man, it should have been on television. That's how that card was. Like, the fight I was probably the most anticipating, that fight fell out because Habib, I guess passed out or something, got hospitalized. That was the fight that I wanted to watch the most. As far as the main event goes, that was like a consolation prize, and unfortunately, that main event just did not live up to expectations. I mean, the first fight, honestly, the first fight damn near looked like the second fight. The only difference being with the first fight was Woodley down there punched Wonder Boy nearly to death and then tried to choke him out in the first fight. And you felt like, hey, maybe he might get the finish here. And somehow he ends up on his back and he's getting punched on. This time around, I mean, he gets a quick flash knockdown and Wonder Boy tries to stand up and he hits him again and it knocks him down again. But, he ain't hurt enough. He's nowhere near as hurt as he was in the first fight. And, I guess, that's the lasting impression that a judge would have on their mind. So your thought process would be like, hey, give it to the person that left a lasting imprint on your mind.